Evening. Welcome to Have a Homebrew. James is here.
Hello.
We weren't going to stream tonight, but we're going to because we're a bit silly like that. The kit is ready. Look, the kit is ready with minor leaks, but it's kind of there. We've got 68-degree water in the HLT, ready to put into the mash tun with the grains, which we'll go through in a mo. The boiler's obviously there for when it's needed later on. We've got our extremely sketchy control panel, which is just to see whether it works, and then I'll rebuild it into something a little better. We've already got issues with some of the relays that control stuff, so I will need to rebuild stuff before it becomes permanent, but I think we're as ready as we'll ever be. And after the last live stream, which some of you might have seen, where the boiler, my old boiler, failed, we just needed to get this going. So, shall we mash it? Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do that. So, first things first. Will the pump work? I'm sure it will. So we have to turn that on. Prime that into the pump. Turn the pump on. And water starts going in there. So anyway. Let's give you a better view than that. So this is our nice view, so you can see over there all of this stuff. You can't quite see into the kettles as much as I'd like at the moment, but we'll work on that a bit. Yes, just start dropping it in there, yeah. So what's going in? So 2.4 kilos of crisp pale ale malt. That's first. Actually, we don't know the water. The amount of water is very good. Does that matter? Yeah, I suppose there's a limit. It's alright. Well, let's just get shitloads in. Let's also turn that down a bit. I don't know how much has gone in initially. I'm just trying to think, because we can measure basically how much was in there and then how much has gone to work out how much has gone into here, but it means a little bit of fucking about. Okay. So I'm actually going to turn the pump off for a second. So I know that it was up to about there, which is about, say, 10.5 centimetres. Then if I use this and go 10.5, so that there was about 38 litres in there. How many litres do we need? I haven't actually thought about this, have I?
23. I know it's
13 litres. 13 litres, so I need to find this again and go, so 38 minus 13 is 25 we need to end up with. So 22 centimetres from the top will be when we've got 25 litres each. So not much more really, down to, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coils visible on this side.
Okay.
I reckon.
So I might as well keep going with this then.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Almost,
You keep going with that. Take this out.
this pills now.
Yeah,
Pills
2.4
well.
kilos again. Then.
Yeah.
Put the recipe in a mo. You can see it.
Okay, crystal.
What did I say? 25.
What was the measurement of crystal?
Okay.
So,
It was like 0.15, 150 grams. Okay, let's stop that because I think that's about right. It's near us, damn it. We are having to mess about because I haven't even put a side glass on this one on the HLT yet, and the one on the boil kettle I haven't actually graduated yet. But it's okay. So now what we need to do is put some more water into the HLT and heat it back up again.
Just putting on the last of the malt, which is a crystal malt. Classic. Wow.
So a bit more water into the HLT, just to cover all of the coils in there. I'm assuming that's going to help us keep the mash temperature about right. James, would you put that lid on the mash tub? What? So in a mo, what we'll be doing is taking when we're doing the recirculation of the mash, it's going to come out of the mash tun, into the bottom of the coil, up through the coil, out of the coil again, back into the top of the mash tun. So the water's going to go everywhere. I want another.
Is this replacing the sparging process?
No, so we'll do the sparging process again later. So when we're sparging later, we'll go out of the HLT through a pump into the top of the mash tun, and then out of the bottom of the mash tun into this pump, into the boil kettle, at the same rate.
Right, wow.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah, so right,
Have we mixed in this crystal?
If there's anyone saying anything to us, we'll get to you in a mo. Apologies for the lack of interaction.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Why is everything leaking so much?
It all happens so fast, you can't slow things down, can you? Because you've got time and
Yeah,
temperature.
especially with new kit as well. I think that's the main thing. So that's ready when we want to. So that's going to get back up to 60 odd degrees because the big deal is that that's at 55. So in fact we'll recirculate now, which means opening the mash tun and in theory stuff, oh fuck, that's not good. That's going to clog us right up. It's because I've got a false bottom on there, but obviously plenty's fallen through the false bottom already.
Oh, right.
So we're going to have a problem straight away. Although that, it feels like
It's alright, it's thinned out. It's probably
I just don't want to put it through the pump. So I'm tempted to chuck that bit. Just because then the next lot through should all be just mash. Theory? Well, there's only one way to find out, because this could all go wrong straight away. We want the target temperature of this.
yeah, there's only some shells, very thin stuff.
So we want the target temperature of the mash tun to be that. And we want this to be what's driving, and then we want to pump.
So you can't pump until this is open, right? Or is it?
No, it should be alright now. So
where's it going to go when it hits the top of the coil?
up here.
Oh, right, so just there. Oh, of course.
There we go. Okay, now what we do need to do is turn that right down for a second, but we need a piece of foil with a load of cuts with a load of holes in it. So I've got a spar jar on at the moment.
Oh, I see.
And this will just spread it out. Yeah, stick a load of holes in the mouth. All across, that's it. Cool. I've never done this method, but it should just help to even stuff out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
We'll show the people watching what that.
Yeah, can you see that? Let's move that to this. Can't really, can you? But if we went a bit like that, so you can see there's the foil in there with its drip, with its holes in, just to spread the amount out that's going in there.
We need double the size.
What?
We need it to be up to there so that people can see it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we need bigger fermenters.
Yeah, well, I was
All
going to mount
all in
the
time.
camera there, but I was a bit worried about steam, so
Yeah.
we'll get there. Oh, hi Nathan and hi Cristiano. Good to have you. What I want to do is I'm going to put this detail on the iPad so we can control from the iPad. No, I want to put chat on the iPad. We don't want to miss people. We need the laptop for doing stuff.
You're so thoughtful.
We also need to know the time, don't we? Because how long are we mashing? 60 minutes, I take it. This problem with plug sockets that I was telling you about. Now I've got to unplug the fridge, but that's got fermenting stuff in it. This will be fun for a while. Oh, it's a multitude of fun.
Loads of learning going on.
Lots of learning.
About 60 and we need... Oh man, I need this bloody recipe. I'm going to just do that.
Yes. Switch account. Do I have the account on here? No. It's cool though, because hopefully, if I've left this on right, yeah, so you can see on your screen the temperatures of the HLT, the mash tun, and the boil kettle, which is obviously cold at the moment. We're aiming for mash temperatures of 67 degrees, I think. So we're running the target temperature on the mash tun in the middle, you can see, and that's changing the temperature of the water within the HLT so that that's heating up everything that's going through the coil.
Pacific Jade.
I've now got that baby song in my head. Good, good, gorilla. If you're wondering why we're not drinking any beer, it's because we haven't got any. But we're going to fix that in a mo.
Let's smell that.
Why we're not drinking any beer, it's because we haven't got any. Right, where's the chat? Where's the chat? There it is. Cristiano wants to see the coil. Cristiano, of course, you can see the coil. I can't see the coil. Oh, there we go. There's a lot of water in there, so I can't show much more than that. I will make a movable camera at some point, so I can show you in there. I don't really want to take that camera down at the moment. But hopefully that showed you a little bit. Put that there. The coil, how long is the coil? I think it's a 50-foot coil. 50 feet? I think it was. I can look that up at some point. Yeah, so you see the mash is now, because the mash temperature is being measured as it comes back into the mash tun. The rest of them are measured at the back of the kettle just because it's neat, but this way means we get the temperature as it leaves the coil pretty much, which is pretty useful. And you can see that's now pretty much approaching where it needs to be. So that is good. It's good. Oh, there's a black shot somewhere. Got to be easier to see. It's a pleasure. Right. Thank you, Cristiano. We have, to make it look better at some point, do have a load of high temperature black paint, which I will spray them with when they're fully tested. So I did a little test on there. Mainly because I want to get rid of the fact that they look too much like kegs. These were purchased, of course, but some people don't like that on Facebook. When you put pictures of kegs on, they just assume you've stolen them. Yeah, so insulating the mash tun. So we could. The reason I haven't is literally just because of this coil, and we can maintain temperatures that way. And that's obviously we're still going to have some temperature leakage, but I don't think it's going to be a major problem. I think we'll be okay. So the mash temperature has gone up to 68. Quite high. We've overshot because it's overheating that, so we've gone up to 68. I don't know where is going to be a problem with temperature.
Well, won't be running below temperature for the first half an hour?
A little bit, yeah, and it's cooling down again, I think.
You're right.
So the other thing we've got to do today, the 2 brews we've done so far have ended up being way too big for whatever reason. So I've boiled and cooled some water yesterday, which is in this keg here, and we're going to water down basically some of the beer that we already had to make it drinkable. So that's the plan. It's still gone up to 69. Who can tell me where a dangerous mash temperature comes? Nah. Nathan, the control equipment is, so this is Craft Beer Pie, is the software. That was all you asked, so yeah, that's what it is. Oh, that's still on, that's fine. We've got that issue again.
Oh, right,
so yeah. So the issue I was talking about with switches is that the element doesn't switch off. The SSRs in there, the solid state relays, they switch off, but the element itself doesn't. There's some voltage leakage or something. I've got some new relays on the way, mechanical relays, because that is now really high, that mash temperature. So I'm going to stop the recirculation and let it just sit in its own bit and hope that that works. Craft Beer Pie, I like it. This is the first time using it, but it seems okay. We're going to learn a lot today about it. That's for sure.
I much prefer the pellets.
Yeah, much easier. Yeah, making an absolute mess there. All around the outside of the mash tun. Unbelievable.
They're not the most surgical brewers.
Let's see if I can get chat to be bigger. Is there any way I can just make... I don't really want to see us. Just want to see chat. I'm sure there's an app that allows me to just see chat. Right, that's coming. That's dipping back down in temperature, which is good. Oh dear. Right.
Do you know what the timings are on these?
Yeah, Chris, the auto tune option that doesn't work at the moment because the switches don't work. So it can't auto tune because when the switches turn off, it doesn't react. So once I've got the new relays in there, that should work. Can't get a chat just on chat. Right, we're back down to 67.75. So once that's below 77, we're just going to have to manually do that a bit. I'm going to go and get a pint glass and some normal water because we don't mind doing the tests just on normal water. Yeah. We'll work out what the right amount is in terms of percentages, and then we'll mess about with putting it in the other can. Back in a moment. Right, let's get ourselves just like shit as well, it's tasting like it. Yeah, I do think the SSRs are damaged. Oh Christ. Okay, so we're not actually getting now. So now we're getting the temperature of there. So let's take a temperature of the actual mash, because obviously that's going to be slightly different. Oh no, why is the temperature not working? This is the one we used the other day, isn't it? On the barbecue. Yeah. It's fucking run out of battery.
It's been left on.
Yeah. And this one has as well. Okay. Good. So we have no idea what the temperature of the match is. Oh dear. Let's just start recirculating again and see what happens.
Do you want to check inside so I can find some?
That's alright. It's going to be what it'll be. At least we'll have lots of excuses this time. So we're recirculating again just to see what we end up with. Also want to let other areas of the internet know we're live at some point, but
so problems with the
problems with the beer. Do you want to take the viewers through problems with the beer? That was what one was that? That was our smash that we did.
Yeah, so maybe we put too much malt in there.
Yeah.
How much malt was there? 6.
cannot remember for the life of me now, off the top of my
You
head.
just put some water in there.
I haven't yet, no, so I've tried that without. Awful, right? Is it better than it was?
Well, I think if you close your eyes,
It's still pretty bad.
it's just extremely strong.
Should we try putting, like, I don't know, 25% or so water, and then we can go 50%. So if we remember that it was there-ish, and obviously we're going to take a few sips and whatever.
You've got some Belgian beers, I reckon it would taste a little bit like those with the strength.
So,
Yeah, I mean, the colour's not attractive.
it's not attractive. That could partly be because I haven't taken any out of that keg for a couple of weeks.
It's
so
better.
there could be sediment. Yeah,
But I think less water,
less than 25%.
a little bit less. Taste.
Yeah, I mean,
Tastes like
it's
a
still
dodgy
bad.
foul now.
It's still bad. It's not good, is it?
Maybe I just addicted to alcohol as opposed to beer.
It's not good. Which is bad because it means we've got nothing to drink while brewing. Anyway, the mash is coming up to the right. Yeah, Chris, it's actually a new today SSR in there. So I think it's more voltage leak than broken SSR. They're 40 amp SSRs, which should be fine. The elements should be drawing 20 amps. But there's something going on. They turn on, and now if I turn that on to automatic, it will hold that temperature fine. It will turn the element on and off, pulsing it, absolutely fine. It's when it's been on for, I don't know, 20 seconds or so, and I haven't tested when it happens, but say it's been on 20 seconds, it won't then turn off again. I'm not fussed about trying to save this anymore.
So I'm done with the hops.
Okay. So, should we go through the recipe? So, the recipe, as we said, is 2.4 kilos of Pilsner malt, 2.4 kilos of American ale malt, and 150 grams each of medium and light crystal malt. And then we got hops going in, which you've measured out. Do you want to go through them?
Yeah, so there's Pacific Jade hops. These are all New Zealand hops. So there's Pacific Jade.
When does that go in?
That goes in 60 minutes, so straight away pretty much. Cascade, which is 20 minutes. Motueka, which is 10 minutes out. And then there's loads of Nelson hops. Suvin, I think you pronounce it. I don't know. Anyway, Nelson, great place for hop growth. They do some nice wines there as well. The recipe's from a brewery in Wellington, in the capital of New Zealand, and they've got a brewery there, and this is their American pale ale, and they've called it an APA, but it's actually an Aotearoa, which is another Maori name for New Zealand. So it's an Aotearoa pale ale. It's one of my favourites. So hopefully we get it right and we can enjoy it in a month's time. Oh, that's a good point. We didn't have Belgian beers. There's got to be something like with dust on it that we can drink.
There's plenty of stuff. Dust on it. I'm just trying to find the ones that need the highest. our beers that have been sat there since Christmas.
How have they managed to last till Christmas?
10%.
Since Christmas. Who got those for you?
My sister. Thanks, Julie. I know you're watching. So. What would you like? A Blanche de Namur, excellent pronunciation, or a Bruegel?
I really don't mind.
Take a bit, mate. Take a bit.
I have the ugly looking one.
Okay. I'll have the wheat beer.
Bruegel.
I shouldn't have given you the choice. I don't like a wheat
Well, 12. I prefer a wheat beer.
Yeah?
Probably.
beer. Yeah, okay. Well, let's
I
swap.
don't know why I didn't.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah,
It's alright.
that's good.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. So, all has been restored. We're running at 68 degrees. We're losing temperature, which means that we need to reset the target temperature on the HLT to where it was doing well and turn that onto auto and see whether that starts working now. Yeah, so Chris, sorry to keep being delayed responding to you, and I really appreciate your thoughts. So do keep them coming. But yeah, what I've ended up doing is I'm not going to use an SSR. I have mechanical relays running the pumps; they work absolutely fine. My issue with running mechanical relays originally instead of SSRs was I wanted to be able to modulate, which SSRs are obviously much better at. But actually, I don't care. So I'd rather it worked than me being able to specifically set a temperature. It can just wiggle around the temperature, it'll be alright. So I'm going to go for mechanical relays for at least the time being. I was a little bit worried about the amount of cycles you get with a mechanical relay, but it's 100,000 or so on the ones I've just ordered. So that's quite a few switches of temperature. And I've bought 3 when I only need 2, so when one breaks, I can just swap one out. That's the plan. That is the plan. Right, so now that we don't need to water this beer down, because I'm just going to throw it away. I think that's the time. It's time to throw away. So we make the decision now, we either put, because we need that fermenter, we either tip the water away that I did yesterday. No, that's a silly idea, isn't it? Tip the beer away. If I'm going to tip the beer away, tip the beer away.
You tried it?
I haven't tried this one, no.
What,
No, I'm talking about tip the shit one away. The one we know is shit.
Yeah.
And then, because this has got to go in one keg, and so I'm thinking if I can use that water probably for sparging or whatever later. So rather than run anything out of the hose, so rather than just tip that into the garden, I can tip the shit beer into the garden.
Is that still hot?
No, that was yesterday.
So you can't sparge with it, it needs to be
No, it can go in there.
Oh right, I see.
Just to save me running more water out of the hose.
Yeah.
So we can then just clean that keg out, put that into that keg. We can try tasting that potentially, but it won't be carbonated or anything. But we can at least take a measurement of where it's ended up gravity-wise. Because potentially now is a better time to add water than after it's carbonated.
Yeah, so I wondered if you were going to add water before you carbonated it.
Yeah.
I suppose tasting it uncarbonated, you're still going to get an idea, aren't you?
Yeah. So we're just trying to...
That's holding it at a good temperature. It's been like that for a while.
Yeah, it's doing alright now. It's doing alright. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. It's been a while building it. So when did we start building this? So this cabin was delivered on December the 12th. I don't know whether you've watched the other videos. I know you've watched other Brew videos. But yeah, so It's been a good few months building this, and it's nowhere near what I wanted it to end up looking like. But I wanted to start brewing, so it's now functional. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's only a few kinks to iron out, and then be how you want it. But do you know how much it costs?
About £6,000 total.
Not including the shed, but
That's including the shed. So everything's cost £6 grand. I don't know how much all this has cost. These were 50 quid each. So that's a fair bit. And then I don't know. I can't remember how much I spent. I should add it all up at some point.
Yeah. Just so people thinking about getting their own one.
It's a lot of money. It was a lot of money for the amount of effort.
But because you've built it over the space of what, a year, 2 years, it's kind of like 20 quid a week or something.
Yeah. So I started nearly a year ago. I bought all of the fittings before I bought any of the cakes. So
you worked it out and realised that you could have got an S&S kit for.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it will be a shame when these go, because I would like some smarter looking kit. And if anyone from SS is watching, I'll happily take your kegs off you. Yeah, I've put a lot of fucking effort into these. A lot of leaks. I was only thinking the other day, because I moved my, that little garden storage container I put in the garden. It's always a struggle moving that anywhere now. And the reason for that is because I kicked it really hard when that would not stop leaking.
Oh, right.
I was drilling it, I was welding it, I was being constant. In fact, I think it was the one before that, because I actually had to buy another one because I'd ruined one.
The previous one.
Because I'm welding, and everything. So, lasting damage in my garden from the frustration these have given, but they work now. And then, if you can hear that, that's pulsing on and off perfectly fine now to hold a temperature.
It's almost like you have to reset the switch every now and then. It just,
it's weird.
Maybe there's a few switch in there that goes.
I thought it was because of that switch that I melted, but I've replaced that with a heavy duty one now.
I mean, it all looks very clean in there, so...
Yeah, there's no reason for it to be doing anything weird, but it is, so there we go.
Okay.
Right, should we try and get some other viewers along? Let's see what we can do. How do I send a link to this brew day? What is the link to this brew? Oh, there we go. Let's go to the old Reddit. So, actually, let's have a look at this, because this is now going over temperature. So let's turn that off again. So having that at about 68 is enough, I think. Oh, thank you very much, Chris. Thank you. I hope you don't mind, Chris. If you do, let me know, and I will say Cristiano every time. Excellent, thanks. Instagram. It's up on Reddit. There's Instagram, so I need a picture to put on Instagram. Can you add to photos? Can only add to stories, can't you? Put on the right on the back of this thing. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but this is really organic and lovely. How are we doing? Temperature wise, that's fine. What may hashtag? How are we doing time-wise on this mash? You timed it, didn't you?
Well, I didn't. I'm guessing because when you noticed we hadn't timed it, it was about 1:45. It's been 45 minutes.
Okay.
So we probably are
Not long.
We're very close to an hour. Yeah.
Quick, go to the bio because you told people that there's a link in the bio.
Very frustrating.
Oh yeah, I mean all those people. Right. There is a link in the bio. Excellent. Where else can I put this? I could put it on the Homebrew forum, but I'm not going to right this second because. Right. Where is the temperatures at? 66.5. So. Still pumping, isn't it? I mean, 66.5 is totally fine. Totally fine.
Loads of using hops left over.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got some stuff going about. Is this one of the additions?
So just doing the 4-day dry hopping stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just finished it.
So it's cooling down. So if we set that target. Do. There eventually. HRT is back on. Get that back up to wherever it needs to be. It's flying by. Time, yeah. So, how many litres are we going to need to sparge with in a bit? Because that's going to be a big deal. 28 litres at 75.6. Fuck me. Okay. So 28 litres we need. So we need 19 centimetres from the top, basically. Right? 19 centimetres from the top is just below the second coil. So then if we use all of that water as the sparge, that is the right sparge. All of that water is sparge. So we will now...
So what's the capacity of this?
50 litres.
Well, that can't be right because you had it almost full. This is a 25 litre.
Yeah, but you only start with 13 litres, and now we're about to do 20 odd litres. Nearly 30. So there's basically 30 litres in there now,
Right,
which is what we're going to sparge with.
Yeah. So that's 30 plus 13.
Yeah.
So that's 43 litres.
That's what it says here, mate. 13 litres, 27.86.
I think I've only got enough ingredients for.
No, I did the ingredients are all based off of these amounts of water as well. I didn't type them off of your ingredients. I've got them from Brewsmith, the same recipe.
And then changed it to a 23 litre final.
I didn't touch anything. It was already a 23 litre.
Oh, okay.
So the pre-boil volume is 36 litres, apparently. That doesn't seem right to me either, because that's a lot of litres of water. 36 litres. I've never boiled with that many because I've always boiled with 24 litres or something.
How much is left over in
the?
How much is it making?
Batch size 23 litres. Pre-boil volume. Yeah, no, so it should be. I don't know.
Doesn't seem right. Oil size 6.94 gallons.
Because I mean, obviously the hops are going to take on a load of water.
I'm really worried that we're going to end up with the opposite of what we have. Just double check.
Not a lot we can do about it.
I was just thinking we might better lower the sparge.
Yeah.
Gallons to litre.
What we do need to do is stop the recirculation.
Boil size should, the total in there at the boil should be 31 litres. And then there's like 7 litre boil off, obviously.
So I'm just trying to set this. 75.6. That should now be up to 76 litres, which was what we can sparge with. Was that mine? No, it was. Yeah, I mean, we're basically on track. We're fine. So we wait for that to get up to sparging temperatures, and then we do the sparge, which is, clean water out of here, into the top of there, through the pump. So I can basically go like this. There to the top of here. Can you do something about this leaking out of the coil? I don't know what. There's not a lot other than mopping it up or up underneath. Sorry, I don't know if you're. So that's no idea either. This is what I'm saying about wastage of, like, just from the pipes. There's no way of doing these pipes that I can think of that means you don't end up losing a shitload of beer or water. Or water's okay. So, I mean, that's a lot. Can go straight at the top. So that's all just from the coil.
Right, so it's not actually continuously pouring.
Yeah. So, how do we make sure this doesn't happen? Because the pumps don't run unless there's anything in it.
That obviously needs to be drained out into something, and then goes into there first for like 5 minutes, and then
it's a pain in the fucking ass. Well, this is fun, isn't it? Four people messaging there, watching. Hi, everybody. Someone's knocking. So the mash temperature in the middle now isn't the actual mash temperature. That's the temperature of this pipe. So that's obviously cooling down. Hi Nathan, good to know where you're from.
Where's that tea town?
Well, I'm here because of issue. Yeah, I mean little dribbles like you're getting now will be fine because that won't stop fucking ages now.
Lovely colour.
Yeah, it's alright. In comparison. Maybe, let's say maybe keep that as a sample.
Too late.
Too late. It's definitely going to smell like a brewery in here all the time, isn't it?
Yep.
Right, so that's at sparge temperature now. That's right, Nathan, yes. Right, let's turn that off, which hasn't turned it off. So we'll turn it off completely there. Right, that's at sparge temperature, so in theory we can go both pumps on, all valves open by the same amount, and in theory we should end up collecting into there at the same time as we're sparging into there. I don't think the foil is doing its job, but it doesn't fucking matter. Let's put that on like that, that on like that, that as far open as it will go. Switch both pumps on. Pump one first, so we should start getting fluid into the top of the mash tun. We should start getting fluid into the top of the mash tun. We're not. Okay. Slow that roll out. Then turn pump 2 on. Very soon.
Yeah, it's just waiting for stuttering a little bit.
It's that stuck mash issue. Don't know what to do to get that to go. Here we go. Just thinking about it. Yeah.
Sounds more like it.
Yeah. So we are now collecting into the boiler. We want to be doing this at the same rate as that. Or actually, I think it's this one we need to throttle off. So basically the flows on this into this should be the same as this into this. So the level on here should never change, in theory. That's absolutely not the case. And in theory, potentially we need another one of these on here, because you shouldn't throttle the input of the pumps, I don't think. I think you should only throttle the outputs. So I've heard.
Right.
Either way, we are collecting into the boiler.
Hurrah!
Yeah, cheers, Chris, but the pump on the mash tun doesn't matter now. That's going to get really high now because that's sparge temperature it's measuring, and it was getting low because there was nothing going through it. Everything from there should end up in here. This shouldn't change in height, so let's take a minute to know. I need to wash my hands because they're ninging. I think we are just going to use that keg to get that fermentation stuff in, because now we've used all the water we need, so we can just get rid of that.
Yeah.
I can deal with the shit beer at some other point.
Are you going to dry hop this? Because you don't secondary ferment, do you? So
No, I'll just dry up in the
Okay.
primary. After 4 days,
So
wasn't
yeah,
it, or something?
yeah, but it means you get like hot.
Yeah, we'll have to show it or something into there, won't we?
But hopefully it's in the bottom.
That's the idea. That is staying exactly the same level, right? It's so as soon as that's over the element, we can turn that element
Start
on,
boiling straight away.
start boiling, but only put the hops in once we've got it fully in. So if we're collecting 30 odd litres, wasn't it? We want in. What do we want in there? We want 36 litres. We want. So we mess about with this. 12 centimetres from the top. 12 centimetres from the top is sort of halfway along that dip. Something like that.
Yeah.
I reckon. Maybe a little bit taller than that. Let's just keep that in mind. Because I mean this sparge water's almost gone, but obviously we've got a lot of the mash water to get through as well.
So you don't want them like this to empty at the same rate as the sparge, no?
No, I don't think so. I think the
Sparge should end up in there.
yeah, eventually,
And then it follows it.
essentially, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom water out of this should be
It's
coming out and
matched,
being replaced. Yeah.
Looks like a great colour.
Yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that looks like it's in the right place. Oh no, it's a little bit more. A little bit more. Where's beer? It's amazing how little beer you can get through while doing this.
No. Chomping through mine. 60.
Welcome, Red Dog Brewer, and thank you very much. We're not using it very well, but it's doing the job. And we are a little bit too fast on here. And I think we're a bit too fast in general because it should take half hour basically to end up with the full amount in there. But yeah, maybe we will. And it's taking a little while to get above the element. So maybe it will take 20 minutes, half hour to sparge through.
Yeah, can get impatient. Or I can anyway.
Yeah. Well, I like is that we're up to the element and there's still nothing on the sight glass.
No, yeah.
You know, even when it's fucking right up here, I don't think that the sight glass shows right up there. But we'll see. And also, once we're boiling, I think we'll boil with a lid partly on, just to ease the boil off. Because you're not meant to boil with the lid on.
No, because what's supposed to be evaporating. But
Right.
I used to do it all the time.
Boil has begun. It's more, I forget the name of it, DME or something that comes off the lid. Like all the water that boils off contains something that you don't want going back in the boil. I should know that. I don't know that.
I can never remember. They're just golden rules that you don't sort of forget. Did you want me to go and hunt down some batteries? We went and got batteries from one of these.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I have got other ones for that, but we don't need to know now. In the boiler, it doesn't matter. It's now going to have to turn it on at the switch as well. That's showing now. Yeah, good. Nice clear colour.
Yeah.
So that should get to a boil relatively quick. So now what we're keeping our eye on is this running out of water to turn that pump off.
Yeah, so cool. It looks so cool.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We nearly out of water in here.
All these tubes.
Lots of tubes. It's like it's on life support.
I like this bucket as well because it's like, this is our bucket of fuck ups.
It's the old boiler. It's the reason this has had to be sped up.
Yeah, but like all the waste.
Yeah.
You can measure the waste and then you know how efficient it will be.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't measure what's in the floorboards though.
No.
Right, we're going to have to turn that. When I give you a shout, can you turn pump 1 off on there?
You just
Just click it.
Click it. Okay.
It's a little while now, to be fair. Well, I've ticked it up a bit. Interesting to know as well how long it takes to get to a boil.
Have you started the boil yet?
Yeah, so we won't start the timer until we're first.
No, but I mean, have you started boiling?
The boiler is on, yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay, might as well turn that one off. Okay.
Back to 17
Now just have
degrees.
the one. Sorry? What?
It's just it was bang on 70 degrees.
Oh yeah, that's just the sparge water going through. So that lost quite a lot of temperature during the sparge, didn't it? Because we can't use both elements at the same time. Because it'd blow the brewery up.
Just see a cloud.
Yeah.
Explosion.
Yeah. What do I want to do? Woohoo! 5 people! Yeah, when we actually schedule these,
Lots of input there.
I can market them beforehand. Yeah, exactly. It's always good to have people along.
It's getting a bit cold though, isn't it? It's
Still feel warm, personally. So the hot break's sort of happening already. I'll show you a different view. Let's change the view. Why not? Say, ooh, different view. You can see the level of the boil increasing, so that's good. Right. So this is rubbish.
yeah, that's right here.
Oh, yeah, the cardboard boxes next to you are rubbish anyway.
Oh, this up here, okay.
Yeah.
So everything going.
I just mean that we've got to open this at some point in the future. Right. We can empty that keg.
Anywhere, just outside.
Yeah, just outside. It's not a good view of my bald patch. "72 degrees in the boiler." You should start to see that boil, hopefully. No, Mr. Total volume, what we want to end up with is 23 litres. Keep putting my beer in different places. There we go. This is the major problem of the day, really. Right. So in the fermenter, let's change us back to our lovely studio view. So in this fermentation fridge here is the Punk IPA I did last time I was live. because of the way the last beer went, I've been putting off putting this into the keg because I really don't want it to have ended up the same. Plus, because the boiler broke, there was a bit of a kerfuffle with that, and I ended up having more beer than I'd planned on having while I was brewing it. And yeah, excuses, excuses. It is now time to put that into the keg so that we've got this fermenter available to us in a little while. So let's do that. In fact, let's just shut that box. Got that dirty bucket over there. We'll just have it put this in. If you can hold that, because it goes all over. It's just going to pop some sanitizer. This is quite cool. Still good, it's it. So what I'll do is use this in a second.
When you say, oh, you mean like days? A couple of days?
No, no, I won't tell you. You don't want to know. Right, here's that punk IPA. Oh, yeah, I remember now because there's bugger all of it. Because of the problems we had with the boiler.
It looks like a stout.
It doesn't look like punk IPA, though. It doesn't look like. Okay, well, let's get it in the keg and see what happens. In fact, can we, do you reckon, if I move that slightly? Where are we? There. And then down a bit. You can sort of see a little bit about what's going on. Oh, we need to also keep a fucking eye on here. We're quite close, aren't we? To full volume.
There's a nice top on that.
Yes. Yes. Right. Let's get that in there. Start that side. Nice. It's an alright colour in the fucking tube. That'll be fine. Right. Let that go into the squeals. Should be alright. Just let it go in here. Yeah. Maybe we'll. This is sanitizer. We'll just sanitize the actual tube itself a little bit. And my hands.
Yeah, you're getting quite dirty, aren't you, Eric? Getting your hands dirty with some. Get out of it.
No, sorry about that. I'm not meaning to take it all.
I have no idea how to operate these things.
So another centimetre or so. What's really nice is that there's no way I would have been able to boil 36 or whatever litres it was in that old boiler.
No.
I was struggling with 24 and only getting a litre boil off.
Yeah.
To get 23 odd. Like, I think I was ending up with 19 litre batches. So we're going to have potentially an extra 4 litres already. But more importantly, I can safely boil 30 odd litres with no problem.
So you can make a bigger batch.
That's that pump telling us that we've reached the end of the mash. So we're bang on, okay,
Yeah.
volume-wise.
That's it.
So the pump's now off. Shut all these valves. And that's that.
Boil. Let's boil.
Well, we don't start the counter until
it's up to temperature.
fully up to temperature, which is taking a little while to do, isn't it? Doesn't even sound like it's fucking on to me.
Can you hear something?
Yeah, just not a lot. I haven't really tested this element.
Oh, right. How big is it?
It's the same as the other one. I mean, it does. That did just go from 80 to 81, didn't it? Yeah, because we can see on the stream, which is a little while behind.
Yeah.
That's on 79. So it's definitely going up. It's just not as loud as that one.
Not as roaring, is it?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's all fucking happening. Let's get a bit more. Do you want to just hold that one out? If it's going to be shit, let's get rid of it.
That's good.
It does smell alright, actually, and to be, yeah, it doesn't look awful. It's just how it tastes.
I wonder if
I'll taste it for that. Maybe get it off at the end of this. It's just gone. It's gone.
So what? Let me get rid of that. It's going to be all the grubby stuff, isn't it?
That's going to be as bad as that's ever going to taste.
Oh,
Is it bad?
yeah. Oh, it's fucking alcoholic. I'll tell you that much. Tastes like a whiskey.
I'm not, no, not going anywhere near it. Not even slightly. You used to make good beer with that plastic fucking shit in my back garden.
If you didn't like this,
Okay.
this is better than that.
We shouldn't have got rid of that fucking other water. Could have just topped that up. Oh, obviously we had to put that in there.
Yeah, I don't think that's aggressive.
Okay.
Right.
Well, let's put a lid on it. Where did that lid go? What a shame. But ultimately, you know, if it's still going to be a couple of weeks until this one's ready, and hopefully this one tastes all right, which would be a complete fluke with new gear. Considering we did two brews with, well, at least one brew. That smash brew should have been good. It's a really simple beer.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But honestly, I can only think that it was the recipe.
Yeah.
Like the beersmith.
Well, yeah, I mean, I made it up, so I must have made a mistake, because it was really thick, that mash, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was like a oats in the morning.
Yeah.
But then didn't you just get it from a generic smash?
I can't remember what I did. Oh. Some smells temperature wise over there.
90. I mean, it's just looking gorgeous at the moment. Do you want me to just hose this out outside and get it ready for sanitation?
Yeah.
I will take this out. Go back in.
Sealed now. Do you want to look inside the old fridgy bit? Where are we going? Yeah, so know how much we can put minutes down. That is the inside of the what used to be my bar, and now goes through the wall. Hold on, goes through the wall just there. There we are. Let's go back to normal. Something like that, I think it was originally. There we are. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly cover this, just for a bit, just until we get up to temps. I think there now anyway. Interesting thing is going to be cleaning the fucking mash tunnel. So, who's still here? Anyone? Glad to have you along. Oh, look, we're starting to get the signs of a boil. So that's at 96-ish degrees, right? In there, you see that, ladies and gents, hopefully. So that, I would say, is the beginning of the boil. That's our 60-minute mark. You want to come and put your first hops in, buddy?
Yeah. They go in a hot bag or?
Oh yeah, we've got hot bags. I mean, we shouldn't need to use a fucking hot bag for that much, because I've got this whirlpool thing, so we can recirculate it later to make it go round in a circle. And that should make all of the hops fix at the bottom. But at the same time, I think I've been stupid and put the tube pickup right at the bottom, so we will use hot bags.
Yeah, you don't want to end up putting more stuff with the pumps either. You got plenty of hot bags.
Yeah, loads. Loads.
Right, in you go, hoppies.
So that there is 15 grams of Pacific Jade, which I don't think I've ever used before. Was that the one you had me sniff?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Potent.
It was potent. I don't ever use pellets either, to be fair, but they are much
more convenient.
I mean,
look at the bag difference. That's about the same quantity. So get rid of these full bags.
Yeah, stick them in the fridge. Right, see now I would say that that's a fucking vigorous boil. That's more than I would have boiled at ever before. So apparently the heating element is off, right? Yeah, see it wasn't. It wasn't. So that must have been the problem I had last time as well. It was boiling as fucking hard as it could, right? Because it's at 98 degrees. It should be off. And now I've turned it back on. It's off.
And it will come
because
back
it's
on
off, and it will come
turn
back
off now for the next sort of 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's not right. So hopefully these mechanical relays will do it better. Really, we need a camera somewhere this side as well. So, because when we're looking at the beer and we're just talking among ourselves, we've got our bald spots at the camera.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see what's going on inside.
Yeah. So fine. But so even though that now isn't rolling as a boil, it's still at boiling temperatures, so it should be totally fine.
Are you telling me what you're asking?
I don't fucking know.
Because I would say that usually when you boil with like an easier kit, you just get that constantly.
Yeah, so it should have been that, but it obviously turned itself off, and I hadn't noticed.
So if the temperature's at 98 degrees, then
yeah, exactly. It's at boiling temperature.
Yeah,
it's just not currently mixing itself. So I think it still counts as it's during the boil time. Have I turned the boil time on? No, I haven't.
Well,
So,
I think it's got to be better than keeping it like
just having
crazy.
all of that boil, which is what happens to the pump.
Did it hit anything above 100 degrees when you were doing that?
Yeah, I think it probably went to 100. But it must have been at that for the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Well, you know? How did you connect the SSRs to the Raspberry Pi? Yeah, GPIO directly, yes. But the SSRs do turn on and off. The light on the SSRs goes on and off. So, yeah, that should be right? Or if I've missed something, then it'd be good to know.
Yeah.
Because electronics is not my thing at all. I've had to do a load with this, and I really don't like it.
Yeah, little fiddly electronics as well.
Yeah, and it's just not documented anywhere enough. Like, here's how to use an SSR for a brewery, and I wanted to do that documentation, but I still don't know. I've just fucked about until it doesn't work.
That's why you're getting so many questions about it.
Yeah.
This is the sort of untalked about subject, I suppose.
Because we'll see in a minute, when it drops down, I don't know, to 96.5 degrees or something, that'll turn back on, and it will just fizz its way to 97, and it should stay there, I think. But we've got to keep an eye on it, just in case it does that again anyway.
Doesn't turn up.
But I think it's okay when it's just staying.
That is evaporation.
Yeah.
So I can't see it being a problem.
No, I mean the electronics bit.
Oh, right.
In a minute, when it's not really trying hard to heat something up, when it's just trying to sustain a temperature, it works perfectly. It's just it can't get to a temperature and then turn off to then go into like sustain mode. I don't know. Maybe Chris knows, and he will share in a mo, hopefully. If not, like I say, I'm going mechanical relays and I understand them a bit better. It's more nor and for. Yeah. We're making beer, it doesn't matter. You know, it might not be drinkable.
Yeah, hence the two with.
Yeah. So what are the next steps? So have you put sanitizer in that? Stone limiter? The SSR, yes, it's 3 to 32 volts DC to engage. And the Raspberry Pi, if I have understood correctly, sends 3.3. It turns it on and off. Hopefully you'll see in a mo. It'll start this boil again. You can see the temperature's dropping. It should drop to wherever it deems is an issue. 96.5 or so is where I reckon it'll do it. And it'll turn it back on, and it should just, modulate it on and off. Really appreciate your input. Hopefully we can get it solved. But yeah, like I say, I think it's tomorrow the mechanical relays turn up. So if they do, I'll wire them in and do a test with just water. Although to be fair, I think we've got enough stuff floating about now, because there's some malts in the garage. I don't know whether they'll be any good.
Let's make like a Frankenstein.
Just chuck it all in, just as a test run again for the kit.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I should have done that. Yes, you're right, Nathan. It has turned on a bit again. It's bubbling away. So the SSR is turned on again. It's not got a problem. And I reckon now it'll turn itself on and off and it won't be a problem. It's an absolutely lovely colour though. I don't know how I can show you. And then, yeah. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? I can't do that. I was going to see whether there was some way. I've got another one of these cameras, and I've been using today as I want to work out where to put it. So I could go in a corner over there. I can't really go behind here because it'll get steamed up. I want another view that you can see us at, because this is silly really, because you can't see us when we're looking at the brew or anything. So there we go. Using version 2 or 3, what am I using? 2.2. Is there a version 3? Yeah. I'll have to look at version 3. I didn't know there was one. Shows you how long ago I started setting this up.
What's the ratio?
I just put like 5 mil or whatever in. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, pretty much what's in there at the moment. So this sort of thing. Right, so that's on again now. When are the next hops? 20 minutes to go or 20 minutes in?
20 minutes to go.
20 minutes to go. And it's a 75-minute boil, isn't it? I think you.
Don't think so. It's an hour boil.
It's a fucking 1 hour 30 boil according to Brew, isn't it?
That would explain the extra.
The extra water, wouldn't it?
Water. Okay. I think I did have to adjust it to my smaller kit.
Yeah, we weren't meant to put that in until 30 minutes, those first ones. According to this, because they go in for an hour. Maybe we'll just make it an hour boil. Right, so that's boiling what I would say, yeah, this is what I fucking mentioned about it last time. That's a relatively rigorous boil. That's more than I would have boiled in the old kit, because it would be spilling over the sides in the old kit. And that's at 97.5-ish. It's off now on there, on the SSR, but it's not off. So that's just, it's not turning, it's turning off at the SSR, but there's still voltage going through it, still amps going through it.
It was turning off when we were doing.
Yeah, at low temperatures. I don't understand. I'm just going to swap them for mechanical things, because I can hear them click.
Yeah.
You know, when you turn the pumps on, you can hear it click. And, oh yeah, there's something actually engaging something else.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
It's a pain in the fucking ass.
So that's got stars in it. Where's the lid?
There. It's got a tube in it too. There,
I was just going to give it a shake up. Well, unless you move the stars in and put some fresh stuff in there. Probably just let that run through. It's growing stuff.
Cheers, Chris. See you in a mo. Aggravating. I've heard about SSRs having a problem where they don't fully shut off, but it's not fully shutting off. It's still running at full. So it's very annoying. It's very annoying. Right, what I want to do is undo all of these pipes. What do I want to do? I want to do this. Lovely. Yes, it's not the logic, Chris. I'm sure you're not there now, but it's literally just not turning on and off. It doesn't matter whether, it wouldn't matter whether I was using the software or not. I think the point is that the Raspberry Pi is sending a signal, then not sending a signal, and the SSR, when you're sending a signal, is closing the switch on the other side, the hot side of the SSR, fine. But then when it's removing that signal, just like the sheer current is keeping the current going. I don't understand electronics, but that's all I can think of. The current draw is keeping that current draw going because it's not opening the hot side of that switch. It's frustrating. There we go. So I'm just watching this at the moment to see what it does when it hits 97, specifically when it turns the element off, according to Craft Beer Pie, which you can see highlighted in green. So that will go grey. And when it does, the boil should stop. I'll tell you what, that's trying to auto-tune because I've got that one on the wrong logic, haven't I? So I'll take off automatic, turn it off. Now I'll put it on automatic. It should stay off. That's the idea. For a while.
What else is getting cleaned?
Right, so the big thing is the mash tun. We need to get all the stuff out of there.
Right.
And rinsed out and everything. I'm just thinking about what we're going to do later with cooling. So we're probably going to fill this up again with cold water and pump the boil through the coil, recirculate it like we were with the mash to cool it down. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So we don't need to rinse that out yet, and obviously we won't need to rinse anything with it. But what we will need to also clean is this stuff, because we'll need these pipes for that. So, what would I suggest?
We don't need to clean the pipe that's pumping boiling stuff.
But it's going to get progressively colder.
But the initial passing should clean it.
So let's set it up. Because actually I'm not sure I've got the right sort of pipes to be able to do it. Because I haven't set these pipe lengths for this situation. So that's out of there into the bottom of the coil, then out of the coil into there. Ideally, that's not going to go in one go. So actually, we're going to be using all of the pipes. So we're going through a second pump.
So I need to clean
Nothing. Fine. Boiling water's going to go through all of this, like you said.
Okay, just to start with, yeah.
And that will sanitise it.
Still got a bit of water in there. Is that hot water or? There's hardly anything in there, so just wondering where it's coming from.
It is. It's got some stuff in it, isn't it? So I should just get that rinse out. Oh no, we're going to put cold water.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just worried that top warm water will just.
You're right. So that stuff doesn't even. That stuff just needs to be cleaned because it needs to be cleaned, but it's not actually being used at any point. So yeah, we just need to do the mash tun. It's going to be a pain. I can't think of anything to do the mash tun with. Because in the old days, I'd just put a plastic bag over the top of the other thing and tap on the bottom of it, and everything would come out. We're going to have to scoop that. And I don't have that. Like that trowel would have worked. I think I threw it away.
Pint glass?
Yeah, maybe. It's going to take fucking ages.
I'll get going. So I'll remove this from the bench, yeah?
Yeah, can do, yeah. There's nothing attached to it.
Bags?
In the kitchen, yeah. Yeah, under the sink. And so the cleaning commences. Where's that? We'll have to do this again, I'm sure, before the day is over. I'm just going to go wash my hands.
So weird, you just keep sort of like turning yourself on and off.
Yeah.
But it's not actually affecting the temperature at all. Or a little bit.
Yeah, it's trying to creep up on it, isn't it? I think. I've just changed the logic of it because this one was actually trying to tune itself. They're all on different logics, so this one was still set to tune because I was planning to do that the other night. So I've just switched it to a more normal one. Now it's obviously struggling more to get up there. I don't want to mess around with it now. I'm just going to let it do its thing. Yeah. Taste testing says, "Oh Lou." Hi Lou. So it is going up on average. This one might be a better logic. This is probably the difference between the HLT and how that was running. So. Is that pint glass working for that?
It's working, it's just a bit messy, so I'll have to take it out.
I'll have to get some sort of scoop or something next time. Yeah, that would work. Pet feed scoop. That's what we need. Pet feed scoop. That isn't really going up, is it? Let's put this target temp. There we go. It's on. let that get itself up to somewhere near a 97, 96, 97, something like that. See what happens. Do points. Just trying to learn what it does. It's got to just be 99, hasn't it, really? Yeah. Right, boiling again, sort of. See what it does to keep it at 97. Well, no, let's keep that temperature at 98 and see what happens. Smells good. say other than that. Switching on and off fine on this logic, but it's still overall going down in temperature.
Cover myself in water, but I'm done.
Oh, good work. Well done.
That hose is
A pain in the ass. I bought myself a new. You remember the one I bought with the trigger?
Yeah.
Went to use that this afternoon, and it's just like it worked fine yesterday, and now
Is that working?
yeah, it won't turn off. It's the story of my fucking life today. Things not turning off.
Yeah. Well, that one's like really good. Strong.
Strong, but just annoying to turn on and off, isn't it? Yeah, you want to be able
Yeah.
to turn it on and off.
Yeah, those things never work. So I've never had one actually. So how are we getting on? What's the time?
So you can see that in Beersmith. We're at 31 minutes in. Quite a long way. Ha! So there we go. Nathan asks, looking back, what would I have done differently building this brewery? I'd have bought a kit from Electric Brewery. But I couldn't afford to buy a kit, so I would.
Other suppliers.
Yeah. So what would I actually have done? I think I would have not used kegs. I'd have invested in proper pots, mainly because kegs just aren't just round. They also have bulges in them. So all of these bulkhead fittings are on surfaces that are curved in two directions. You know, so they're curved around the keg, and in places they're curved up and down the keg as well. So that's been a pain in the ass. Other than that, I wouldn't have moved halfway through because that stopped me doing anything. I would have probably finished it at my old place, and then wouldn't have had to have worried about building a brewery around it. And then, yeah.
That's been great.
Yeah.
This space.
Yeah, the space is great. So there's not a lot I would have done differently. I'd have just done it a bit quicker, I think. Leaks have been an issue, but I think that would have been solved by not using kegs. And that also solves the problem of people having a go at you for using kegs. So I would suggest use proper pots if you can. Other than that, just take your time, and I'll let you know whether mechanical relays work or not. I'm going to go and rinse this out. And probably this.
Is that a fermenter as well?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh yeah. saying an hour 10. Yeah, that's right. 20 minutes out.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, it's saying 40 minutes out. Add cascade. No, that is 20 minutes. You're right. Yeah, sorry.
That means that we've cooked the Pacific Jade. To be honest, the Pacific Jade is a subtle. Like, I mean, we saw how much was in there.
Yeah.
We could probably just exclude it from the recipe if it does boil
That's
off.
it's the bittering, isn't it? Early on, so it's going to make it more bitter because it's been in there longer. We won't get any aroma from that. There'll be no smell contributed from that. I was wondering whether to just make it an hour boil and put those in 5 minutes or whatever.
But my only concern about that is that the extra 30 minutes is probably where the difference in volume has come from.
Yeah,
So
if
we'll
we end up
probably
with
lose.
Oh no, right, I see, because we'll end up with a thinner beer again, won't we?
Yeah, well,
So we'll go the other way.
yeah. So the half hour that we lose won't boil off what we put in extra.
Yeah, so
we could
so
probably
we do
cut
need to
some
do that.
time off it because it's been. I mean, we're timing it.
Yeah.
We've been doing quite well, really.
So in another half an hour, we put the next hops in.
Yeah.
Basically. All the little bits of hop in the sight glass.
Yeah, right.
So we could struggle.
Did you add all that too? Did you have to weld that sight glass on there as well? Crazy.
Well, it's not welded. It's using a weldless fitting. What's odd about this is that has leaked every time I've used this. That sight glass has leaked every single time, and it's been the only thing that's left leaking now on this vessel. Everything else has been fine, and it's not leaking this time. I haven't changed anything.
Well, maybe maybe just over time the heat's expanded. I don't know. Someone sciencey will know.
Yeah. No one's watching now. It's not exciting anymore. It's 3 people watching.
I don't know. It's died.
Nothing's
happening.
What's weird is that this logic is only, it's turning it on and off, which is keeping it a relatively nice boil. It's aiming at 99 degrees, and it's just, like you said, it's not going there. It's not even trying to get to 99.
Yeah. You would have thought it would just stay on until... But I guess it's somewhere. I guess during the fine tuning, it would say, "Oh well, it's continue to heat and turn off." So it's sort of like having a bit of a breakdown.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Yes. What we do know is that it's about 14 degrees in here because that's this thermometer. That gives us our inside temperature. Yeah. And the HLT is still 21 degrees inside it. Just because the air in there is warmer than out here. Rinse this off a bit. We've got fucking air above that, is hot.
It's not. Yeah, it's going alright. It's not reduced that much. Quite good because you can actually see where we started and now where we are. Volume-wise. We've lost half an inch. There or thereabouts. In about 40 minutes.
Lots to do to make this a really slick process. One thing I need to do, because that leaks, is extend that cable so this can all be over here. It makes more sense for that to be like on this wall or something. Because you don't actually need to touch it ever, but just it being around there, that definitely has just increased its boil, hasn't it?
Yeah, it could just be not switching off now.
Well, yeah, I mean it's on apparently, but you're right. Let's see when it turns off in a second. According to the green.
Oh, I see.
Yes, no, it is. Yeah, still fun. But it's more fun when I got beer. I should have got some. So, I mean, that is still trying to boil at the moment. So that's weird, isn't it? It's like it's taken a little while to go, hold on, no, let's just suss out what's going on. And now it wants to get to 99.
Yeah, the temperature hasn't changed. It's been on for the longest it's been.
It's definitely gone up.
It was on 97.44 when it started this process.
Yeah. It feels like it's gone up. No, it's not fully in. Doesn't help. So that's rigorously boiling now, and you're right, that's not changing at all, is it? It's gone up a little bit now, 97.44. Because that's slightly more than the boiler, like somewhere in between those 2 points is, yeah, maybe that's the right sort of boil, I don't know, but that feels like just a bit too much.
Crazy, isn't it?
And now it is increasing, so it's trying to get to 99 now. So if I change it to 97, you know, it should turn off. So it is turned off. It thinks it's turned that off, but it hasn't. It's still very much on. That's what's pissing me off.
Well,
tell you what, whatever I've wired wrong, I'm never going to work it out. No, my thing, Nathan, really is more about boil off. Just a waste to be boiling too much. Like a nice rolling boil is what I've always aimed for. I don't know why. I've obviously read it somewhere. I just want to find the right temperature that it is then sat at. It's all meant to be automatic.
yeah, I know, you just want to sit at the bar.
Well, yeah, I want to go, okay, that's boiling now, I can do something else.
Can you get, will you get a monitor up here that just shows your...
Yeah, the idea of this being this size is that I can get a screen to put on the control panel itself.
Which will show you the...
Yeah, just that.
Right.
Yeah. So it's cycling on and off again now. What I like is the fact that those hot bags are completely useless for pellets at the very least. Because there's as much hop in there as I would have expected if I hadn't put a bag in.
So there's hops or like these small bits?
Yeah, it could be. It seems to be getting worse over time. Clumps of stuff. Clumps of stuff.
Do anything to that. You just want to put the hose water in there, right?
Yeah. When the time comes. Should we have another bit?
Yeah, if you don't mind dipping into your Christmas ale.
So what are we on now? So pastoral. It's all religious and stuff. Beer triple 3 grains. 3 grains beer. Barley malt, wheat malt, and oatmeal. Doesn't say anything about hops. Shouldn't be drinking out of the bottle, really. There we go. Right, I'm going to change this back to 99 and just deal with it. Whatever. Sorry?
That's I have washed that out. Too easy.
Need to start doing some beer swaps with other home brewers, but we've got to do something worth drinking first. A bit of cleaning. Not only have we got to do something worth drinking, we've also got to give it to all the people we've already said we'd give beer to.
I know, yeah.
We've got a beer like brew every week at the moment. So how does that work? So I need another temperature controller to make that into a fermentation fridge. As soon as I've done that, we can always have 2 on the go in there. So you just sort of cycle one all the time.
What's the capacity of the kegs?
How much liquid? A lot more than I normally put in. Yeah.
So can I look for some bigger fermenting things to get in there, or
Yeah,
are we limited?
The issue is they need to be long and thin, don't they? So they need to go in. That's as far down as they can go, and then they go up to there. So I think that's pretty much quite close by the time we put a tube in the top. So really we're limited to that at all times, which is what, 25 litres, so we're going to be quite close anyway with this.
We could do one brew
Across 2 fermenters.
Yeah, which isn't as much variety, but
No.
it means we could potentially fill up 4 ferments worth. If you think that they'll hold it, then you won't have to get another. And then our beer will last a lot longer.
Yeah, I just want the variety of different beers as well, don't we?
I don't actually think it would affect. I know you will because you want to run one and then another one like 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Well, you could brew every week, assuming you could get through it all. But there's enough people who want to take it off. So if we need a keg, we go right. Well, I'll just empty the emptiest one into bottles or whatever, and give those to whoever wants beer.
Wouldn't you have to have 4 of these for every week?
Or what?
Fermenters. Because it's a 4-month ferment.
No, it's 2 weeks basically. 2 weeks to ferment.
Okay. Oh, and then another 2 weeks in there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's perfect. So yeah, potentially.
And there's room for another fridge anyway. That looks good though. I think I might decant mine. What are you drinking? To the fans.
It's a classic Filou Belgian ale. I don't know where it's from.
Belgium. God.
Brewed within the Kingdom of Belgium.
Belgium have a king, does it?
Van Hansburg.
Shows my ignorance.
Oh.
So this is nicely cycling on and off now at 98 degrees. It's just doing that fine, no problem. I don't know why, every now and again it gets stuck, and I don't know why. It's a pain in the ass. Right, what else can we be doing?
Oh, yours is a lovely colour. Yours is like, I don't know, it looks similar to what we're brewing.
Yeah. So what I want is one of those clean in place balls for a start, because I tell you what, I got this. I don't know how much this was, but it wasn't cheap for a tiny little tub like that. And you get 2 cleans out of that. If I fill a whole one of these up, so I stick half of a tub of this in, fill one of these up, or not even fill it really, put it up to like 30 litres or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it worked out 30 litres to half a tub or something. Leave it in there for half an hour to clean, pump it into the next one, pump it into the next one.
Yeah.
So every time we brew, we'll go through half a tub of that. But if I get clean in place ball, so basically on the end of one of these you put a ball that's got a load of holes in it. You can just put that, potentially you put it through a lid or something. So you've got one on a lid. Then you put that in there and siphon it through the pump, so you can use a lot less liquid, just enough to be able to be sucked out of the pump, and it just it throws it at the sides of the thing for you.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And then you do that for half an hour instead. Then potentially you don't even need to pump it into the next one. Then you can use another little bit in the next one. You can potentially do them all or 2 because you've got 2 pumps at the same time.
Yeah. So why do you need to use the extra strong stuff? Why do you feel
It's not so much. I don't really. I guess I did the first time because everything's been sitting around in various places. I need to give it all now a good clean, run some more sealant around this one, for instance. But I think the rest has been okay, hasn't it? The only leaks we've had are out of the holes of this, not anywhere else.
During a swap.
Yeah. So we've been alright leaks-wise. So I just need to give them a good clean and spray them, and they'll look even smarter then, won't they?
Yeah.
And then really we need to finish off painting in here and all that sort of stuff. And then at some point I need to get some money again and start building cupboards and drawers.
Yeah. I don't know, I like it how it is. You never know what you're going to do though, that's the thing. Like, if you decide to get another fridge, then...
Well, I know that I want long-term storage of grains. So, potentially this becomes 3 drawers with big, long fucking drawers that have loads of grain in them. Or it's a cupboard that goes back to there with grain storing or whatever, but always got loads of grain flowing about. So you go, can I come over and brew? We go, right, okay, yeah, we are free, let's do it. We've already got all the stuff. Yeah, and then you've got all this stuff just sitting on the side that could be in a cupboard there, a cleaning cupboard. I don't know what else, we'll kind of work it out over time, but
How much grain have you got kicking around at the moment?
not sure, and I'm not sure how old it is. It's probably not good, but at the same time, fuck it, let's see what we can make of it here. Said anything for a while. It gets stuck because nothing can be easy. Yeah. I was trying to remember what we'd said was stuck. It was the SSR, wasn't it?
He said, I was under the impression that a boil couldn't be too vigorous. Worried about overboiling.
So I don't know, I think you were cleaning at the time, but just saying that you get more steam boil off, don't you, the more vigorous it is. So we've lost a good
inch.
Yeah. Why? It's the electric system. So we're
Right about
2.5 centimetres. So let's run the calculation on this for 2.5 centimetres. It was at, I can't remember what. It was at 12. Wasn't it? Yeah, so it was at 12, so it was at 36 when we went in, 36.29, and it's now at 33.4, so we've lost 3 litres, right? 3 litres in an hour. 3 litres per hour is quite a lot, isn't it, I think? Yeah, 3 litres an hour, I think, is a decent amount.
I think it's about right. If you think you start off with 37, and we're trying to get to 27, right?
23. I mean, we're going to end up throwing some away, I think, because we won't fit it in the fermenter.
Yeah. So, I can only imagine over putting in too much water and then boiling off a load of water.
Yeah.
Can only purify, clean, and but then I guess it could also burn or overheat the ingredients.
Yeah.
Make them taste like sour. Don't know, actually. So what do you think we should do? I mean, do you think we should?
I think we're all right.
Do you think we should start putting the next set of hops in now and take 10 minutes off, or just keep?
Can do if you want.
Keep going.
But I was just going to keep going, really.
Okay.
You're right, I suppose. Start with 36. To end with 23, you got to end. Yeah, you got to lose 13 litres, haven't you?
So that's
Where does it say anything about boil off?
With the rest of my kit, I was starting at 31, finishing at 23. But then I lost a lot of water in the mash as well.
Yeah.
So when a lot of the water ended up in the grains when you that way. But you've basically retained all of that water because we've started the pre-boil at 37.
Yeah. I haven't got a clue.
Does it update the recipe if you change the batch size? Does it update preview or make it go down, or is it just?
Yeah, it will do. I'm kind of lost at the moment now. There's too much going on. Too many different things going on. What I need to do. The next thing we're brewing is a Sussex Best clone. Because I've done that 10 times, and I know what I'm fucking doing with that. And then that's one variable gone, and we can just concentrate on the kit. Yeah. Potentially the next thing we boil is the test, like whatever we've got left thing, just because that allows us to try stuff out again.
That's the reason why I'm nervous, because I've done this a few times and it's different.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I can imagine it will be fine, if not a little bit weaker.
Yeah, because I changed the recipe, didn't I, as well, to make it a little bit weaker because I didn't want us to
previous to
And that's another reason that I'm nervous, is because I've never had a bad beer, an undrinkable beer. Never.
I know,
We've had 2 in a row in a perfect. Like, I've been brewing on a patio for like 5 years in plastic buckets with Tesco kettle elements in them, and I've never brewed a bad beer. I've brewed bad bits, but not undrinkable. And then 2 in here with the same kit, but in a purpose-built brewery.
Well, I think the first one was a new thing never done before.
Yeah.
So, although it was simplified, it still was unfamiliar.
Yeah.
The second one, we had the issue with the boiler. Too much boil. So, I'd rather it come out too weak and we can still drink it.
I think that's the aim. If we end up with a 3% beer,
safe.
Yeah, a 3% beer that tastes all right, is drinkable. All we need is a drinkable beer this time, because otherwise I'm just going to have to keep brewing every fucking week until I get something. I'll end up with 6 fridges in here.
Until we can get something to drink. Where's the hydrometer? Is that in the kitchen?
Yeah, I think it is in the kitchen.
Okay, go and get that before later.
Yeah, good idea. Working fine now. That's on and off, on and off, on and off. Got it? So that boil's going really nicely now. That's part of why we haven't had a huge amount of boil off, is because it's taken a long while to get that to work like that, without going over the top. And now that I've said that, that's now just gone to that type of boil again that I've mentioned twice before.
Subtle, you want a subtle roll?
Yeah, I'm happy. If that's the way it is, that's the way it is. But we're getting a little bit coming out the top there, and that just just doesn't seem right.
It should be splashing that much.
Not a lot, Chris. It's just it's kind of worked itself out a little bit. But again, I think it's just because it's not having to work hard for a huge change in temperature. I think the main issue it has is when it's moving 10 degrees or more or something. You know, I don't know exactly what it is. I can look back over all the logs, but I can't really because I don't know when I did or didn't turn them off. But yeah, it just definitely seems to be when it's worked hardest, that's when it doesn't turn off again. But I've given up with it now. It is what it is for today, and I'll change it to the mechanical relays and see whether it's any better. So that's one. So all this is the 5 minute, is it? Oh no, sorry, this is 10 minute, and all this is the 5 minute. Yeah. Yeah, Chris, it was on auto-tune mode, but it was still messing around after we changed it back from that. Yeah, see now, because it's boiling more vigorously, some of it's catching into here and then running out the sides, which is interesting. Oh no, that's not what that is it? That's dripping off of that onto the side.
I mean, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like spreading the room with,
Yeah.
just as we said, maybe you got too much liquid, it's responded.
Yeah, it's gone. No, okay, I'll get rid of that. Yeah.
It is almost at 99 degrees, so I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is the sort of boil I had going on for
The whole time.
the whole time, which I just think just isn't right.
No.
It's not like that. Is not how I've always boiled.
I mean, yeah, you can very quickly lose them up.
So to be fair, it's just turned that off, right? So here you go, Chris. It was off for a second there. So it's off according to the Raspberry Pi, but it isn't off. Now I turn it off again, turn it on again, and it'll stay off until it. So it's turning it back on again, so that's fine. And now when it turns it off, it should turn it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's.
It wasn't.
I don't know whether you can see that much on the camera, but it gets to a point where it just sort of. The SSR just goes, no, fuck it. Yeah, I think it's just a poor SSR, and it just doesn't turn off again.
Yeah.
It's just not good. So there's no point talking about it anymore. I'm bored of talking about it. Yeah. So we can go in. Yeah, you're right, Chris. It was stuck. Yeah. It's now not, because we've sort of reset it on the switch, but shouldn't have to do that. So. Yes, that's it. I'm done talking about that. We'll just deal with it.
20 minutes to go.
20 minutes to go. Yeah, both SSRs, yeah. They're both Photech ones. They're both 40 amp ones. I shouldn't be touching them at this moment in time. I think they might be fakes. I think I bought them off of eBay. I think they were quite cheap. But it was a year ago, so I don't remember. Yeah, we'll go with the mechanical relays. They will work.
Are they cheaper or more expensive?
More expensive. They were a tenner each. So I think they're more expensive. Because I think these SSRs were dirt cheap. I can't remember, I could look it up. But I ended up with 4 of them for some reason. I don't know why I bought 4, which is why I swapped one out last night, just in case. But they've both done the same thing today. I'm just hoping, if it's them, it's them. Because if I don't get on with mechanical relays, I can just buy some expensive SSRs. They'll be what they'll be.
So what's the difference between a mechanical relay and an SSR? Is it the tune? Did you say something about the tuning?
No, well, I think with a mechanical with a mechanical relay, there's literally a switch that's going. You can hear it when if I turn the pump on, you can hear that that's electronically moving a switch to jam something on. And I don't know what happens in an SSR, but it's more electrical than that because there's never a broken circuit. With an SSR, there's always some current going through. So the videos I've watched is someone uses an SSR on like a light, and the light is always on, but really dim, but on. And then when they turn it on, it's fine. But that's not what's happening here. It's running at full when it's off. Whereas now, when it's off, it's off. And if there's a negligible bit of current going through it, it's not even generating any heat in the element because there's too much resistance in the element. So I don't know how they do their switching, but I know it's electronic rather than a mechanical something touching something else. And I realise I'm now getting old because I'm like, something touching something else to turn something on.
Yeah, I want noise.
Yeah. I want to hear the electricity go through.
I think you just want something to work. I think you probably would have been happy with not hearing anything if it worked every time.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can trust it.
Oh, yeah.
But you're never going to be able to trust that now.
No. I mean, so when we use the mechanical one, the other thing with mechanical ones is they're this big. As opposed to these SSRs, I've got one up here. This is the one I took out with the heatsink on it. It's fucking massive. So I can make my build smaller.
And that was cheap as well.
Yes. I'll try and look it up. I don't want to do it on there.
It looks cheap. It looks not complex.
Yeah, it looks like it should be, doesn't it?
Look at the chocolate back.
Yeah, can do.
So it looks like more of a kit.
I just don't know how long ago I bought them. It's well over a year. So yeah, Chris, if you haven't seen that yet, they do have heat sinks attached. Yeah. Oh yeah, you just want to get one of those. One will be the one for the mash tun. How do you look at what you fucking bought on eBay? You put those hops in, I take it?
20-minute ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just need so the 10-minute ones go in another 6 minutes. So that feels to me like that's doing the same thing again, right? It's on. Yeah, maybe you will, Chris, because, there might be something I'm missing completely. But I can't see what it would be. As far as I'm concerned, you bridge that gap with a voltage, and that does something magical in here, which closes that switch. Shouldn't be that freaking tough. Gmail won't let me get at my orders, so eBay won't let me get on my orders, so that's good. So I would be able to package this up much smaller, in theory, and make it that wide.
So obviously I understand that's the main switch, and then you've got that, and then you've got another wire that comes down to this, which is, what's that
No,
for?
so your power comes in here.
Yeah.
That's your main switch to turn the whole thing on and off. So that turns the Raspberry Pi on and off and everything. So that power then goes into here. And that comes out into a 5-volt transformer. So that comes out with 5-volt power, which powers the Raspberry Pi and the small relays.
Yeah.
No. Yes. And a 12-volt power supply transformer, which then powers the pumps. And then the power out of there comes, so the power basically directly from there goes into each of these SSRs to come out into the elements through this switch. And this switch just chooses between the boil kettle or the HLT. So you can never run both at the same time. So there's a lot going on there for someone who doesn't know anything about electronics like me.
Yeah, definitely. It's been going for a while.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah, it's meant to be off, see? It's done it again.
Straight back on again.
Yeah, it is meant to be.
Okay.
Now it should be off. It's not. So what we'll do is we'll turn it off when it's on. So that's not switching at all now. So that's switch on, and then off again. It's not doing it at all now.
Ah, shit, that's weird. That's just like totally lost all functionality. At least it was working a little bit.
Yeah, so I've now turned it off of autopilot. Turn it all back on again. But turn it back on to autopilot.
Pretty chat easy.
Oh yeah, go for it, man. So it should now go on.
No, it's turned off.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Oh. So they were the 10-minute ones, weren't they? Cause, oh, okay, so we had them. They were a little bit early, but it's all good. Modweka. So these last ones are. This should be what the beer smells like, basically.
Yeah.
Apart from the dry hop, obviously.
The dry hops are basically all the last three. There's no Pacific Jade in there.
Mm.
So the Pacific Jade must be really bitter then, if they put it right at the beginning.
It's not so much that, it's just that if you put something at the beginning, it's used as a bitter.
Okay.
So you could put this at the beginning, but you wouldn't get any of that aroma in the beer. You'd just get its bitterness, which would be a waste. You can do crisps. I think I'll probably be going straight to bed, to be fair, after this is done. But feel free to send us a message, and we can review all those settings afterwards. More than happy to do that. And also, next week I will brew again. Are you about during the week next week? Do another one?
Yeah.
We'll do another one. We'll actually organise it as more of an event. So we'll pre-arrange it and pre-market it as a live thing. Obviously, it hasn't been much of a show. We've been doing stuff, but I think that's kind of what I'd want to watch. If anything, I just want to watch people cracking on and.
Actually, it's the best. It's the best one for figuring out like the issues.
Yeah.
So we were sharp and everything was just going to go smoothly. We'd get a lot of how did you do that?
Yeah.
I think you're probably right about this doing Sussex best.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not this next time. We'll maybe do this Frankenstein next. Let's do the Frankenstein, because if we have to throw it away, it's easy to then just order the stuff for a best. And
Well, do a Frankenstein based on your knowledge of recipe making.
Yeah.
So you've got, you know, different named herbs.
Well, let's go and get what we've got. Where did I put my keys on there? I'll go and get what's in the garage. We'll see whether there's enough to do anything.
Okay. I'll get the hops out of the fridge.
Here's what we've got.
You can ask the viewers what they think we should do.
Yeah. So I've got some dark crystal stuff as well.
That's a base mold.
Dark crystal. Some crystal.
That's a
mold.
base mold as well.
Yeah.
That.
Acid mold. I can't remember what that was called. Extra light pale mold.
Oh yeah, it's a
base. Munich. And lager mold. So, I mean, among all those, we must have something, right?
Yeah.
We've got something in there. I mean, look at all those fucking hops
I know, shit like the hops.
that are probably all shit.
Should have asked you, I suppose all.
No, to be fair, end of August 2018, and that has been sealed up.
Yeah, I mean, hop-wise, we can probably put anything in.
Yeah,
We like the smell. Have you got any tape? Just take this.
I'm not sure. Have a look. Oh, there definitely will be in the. I think it's top drawer of the second, like bottom unit of the tools is electrical stuff. There's definitely some electrical tape. Did you do the 5-minute hops? No, of course not, because it's not ready. Not time yet. But it will be in a minute. Another hop bag. Yeah, totally agree with you, Chris. And it's 3 SSRs, so I'm sure it's something electrical that I'm doing wrong. But those relays are on order now, so I know that doesn't solve your problem. So I'd like to help you solve your problem, and if you solve your problem, then that helps us too. Right, 5-minute hops going in.
What are those? Brewer's maize.
Yeah, so that is actually a big part of Sussex Best.
Oh, okay.
Head retention, apparently. It's cornflakes, essentially.
Like maize. Okay.
So what have we got? So if we we need to then focus on cooling our beer in a second.
Yeah.
Because that's got 5 minutes to go, so we need the hose in here. the last Frankenstein beer I did, or the first Frankenstein beer I did, I put all the ingredients I had into beer skins, I think. This was a fair few years ago. And then just cycled through all the styles until I found one where all the points were in the middle. And it was a porter. It was the best beer I've ever brewed.
Is that the one you bottled?
No, I don't think I did. No. I think that was just after I filled the bottle.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had it on tap.
Yeah. But it had that
Oh,
weird
what's
taste that we tasted at BrewCon.
Oh right. Yeah.
So I thought it was a really good beer at the time. It had that off flavour. I can't remember what it was.
Well, you haven't got any sort of porter malt.
Well, the crystal stuff will help.
Yeah.
What we're doing at the moment is just weigh it all.
Yeah. Then have you got enough? I mean, you only need about 5 kilos of malt.
Yeah.
Then you've got to pick through the hops.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of hops. I took those out of the fridge, and they must be recent, right?
Yeah, those are the last. That's like,
2020. It's funny because these end November 2019, we again 2020.
yeah.
Oh,
When they were.
I guess Crystal was quite popular. So we should really just dig out the oldest.
Yeah, probably. And then the ones that smell nicest out of the oldest ones go at the end.
Yeah.
And the other ones go at the beginning to give it some bitterness.
Yeah.
Right, so that's cold. Can you mark tab on that to get back to the brew market? So that's at 15 degrees, so it's not that cold. But hopefully pumping through there should cool that beer down.
Yeah, just getting it out of the, and then where's it going? Straight back in there.
Straight back in. Yeah, and it should well pull to sort of collect all the shit in the middle. So I think that's the time, isn't it?
Yeah, 15 seconds.
Enough. So if I turn that off, that should turn off. So we go out of here. Is sort of happening. Not enough for my liking though. Want to see that coming out. Okay, well we'll find out in a minute.
It is growing.
Is it?
Oh, it was. No. Yeah, it is a little bit.
That's what she said. Both pumps on, but I can't run pump 1 until it's come all the way out there. This isn't going to work. But we'll try. I feel like something's blocking the thing at the bottom.
Bag of hops, maybe.
Maybe. We're definitely not getting anything out, are we? There's the pipe.
Funny how closing and opening that sort of like disturbs the pressure a
It's
little
just
bit.
about moving air about.
Yeah.
I mean, these aren't good pumps, so.
the squeeze and away.
Feels like something's going through there. I mean, it takes so long to get through to the top.
There's so much stuff here on the tubes, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a lot. Does that feel like anyone's going through it?
It's like milking a cow.
I mean, they're definitely
It's going through, you can see it. It's like,
every now and again. Because we want that to all join up. There's air leaking out the floor. This is interesting. Maybe I can come up here on this way.
it's coming through here.
Not.
No.
No.
It's just very, very slow. So.
Which it definitely shouldn't do.
Pulse.
Right. Let's turn that off. Oh, that's better. Okay. So because that's now potentially got its air out.
Yes!
Give it a go.
It's working.
Yeah, I feel it coming through there. We're pushing air up here. I think we're going to have some water leakage into if this carries on going. Is it going to go? Does that feel like it's coming through? Yeah. It feels like it's coming through. Just waiting an age for it to come through. See,
This is open, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's free to air to
Yeah.
move.
And air is coming out of the top of here. If you look at the top coil, it's definitely pushing water out of this top coil. Air out of this top coil. Because this is all going to get easier for this pump when this pump's on as well.
Yeah.
But it just needs to pump it uphill for a bit.
Definitely coming through. I mean,
It's just not getting all the way up. Why is it not going all the way up? It's frustrating.
here we go.
Is it? Excellent. Right, I'll put one on.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah,
because it's got no air.
yeah. There's no. It's like pushing the brake pad.
Yeah, that's why it was getting sun through, because that was so airtight. It's pushing air through because that stopped leaking now.
Yeah.
Ha! Okay. Things to learn.
Yeah, we didn't have the valve open. That's why it didn't.
You did ask the question.
Because I was standing in front of it.
That's the absolute reason I missed it. Right, so now we watch that hopefully go down to 20 degrees. It's not going to get that far.
Yeah.
A bag of ice in there would help.
Yeah, next time.
Don't want to have to use a bag of ice, really.
The other thing is, the water could. Yeah, but it's instantly being heated by. So maybe you could drain some off.
Yeah, so that's going 16 degrees, but it's taken 2 degrees off of that already. So I think it's cooling by more than it's heating the other one up. And you're right, you know, once they've essentially almost equalled out, you pour everything off of that one. Yeah, you could actually fill that fermentation bucket with some star sand, so that then becomes my sanitizer for the next week.
Fill it up again with.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that at 20 degrees or something?
Well, you know, once it starts evening out, I guess. Because that's also meant to spin, but I don't think it will because the hop bags are sort of. So if it was just hops in there, the idea is to get a whirlpool, because apparently, and I've never done it, that then grabs all the hops in the same place. Yeah, that did sound like it. Stuck.
That's definitely a lot hotter than that. So it's doing its job.
It is, yeah, it really is.
Noticeably.
Yeah, so what's going back in? Oh yeah, I mean you feel them too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
When that is hot. So yeah, it can't take that long. It's already down to 80 degrees. Jesus, I mean that's.
So that star sand needs to, I suppose, stay in there, can't it, until the last second.
Yeah, what else did you want?
No, well, we'll just fill that up with water from here once this has stopped doing its job.
What else that we can do, isn't it, really? Oh, let's talk about this.
With everything we have, and then we can tweak it from there. Well, every grain we have. So how do I do a new recipe? Add a recipe. Franken.
Oh, it's got a bit of like a roll. Yeah, some of them are a little bit questionable.
Yeah, of course. They will be, yeah. Okay, so what's up first?
Unique malt.
Unique malt.
Unique malt.
Which, has it got an L value on it? Anywhere?
6.2.
Yeah, 6.2. I think that's normal then. Okay. Oh shit. Sorry. Just need to change the amount. How much have we got of that?
We have 480 grams.
0.480. Okay.
Next up is acid.
Yeah, I'm just not sure we'll use very much of that.
No?
Let's do that last, yeah.
Okay. Extra light pale elf.
Extra light. Well, we'll just go with Marisotta then.
Yeah.
And how much of that have we got?
515.
Lovely.
Okay, lager malt.
Lager malts.
You've got a very old one here. So,
It's mostly weighing in bag, isn't it?
yeah, we're looking past expires August 2017.
Oh yeah, well let's not use that. That's...
Yeah, it looks like it's gone rotten in its colour.
The problem is that's quite a major amount of malt that we've got. Never mind.
No, I mean, this is the same
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
This is,
Oh right, okay, cool. So yeah, we're using okay. How much?
735 grams.
Okay.
Then 400 grams of pad ale and 1 pound of pilsner. Which is what I used.
Okay, 400 grams. Oh, sorry. Pale ale.
Crisp pale ale, it's called.
Does it say where it was made? Just go with 2 row. And that was 400 grams, yeah?
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Pilsner.
Yes. Premier Pilsner, which is Weyermann.
Was it Belgian or German?
I think Weyermann's German.
Okay. And that was 400 as well. Okay.
Yeah. And then that's it. I mean, oh right, you want to put the...
Let's put a bit of crystal or something in there.
Okay, well there's 2 crystals, and they all look pretty good. Quite a lot here though.
Yeah, let's. I think we're getting quite close to something. Yeah, so let's say we put that whole thing in. What's that?
368 grams.
What lovely bond is it?
66.2.
Let's go with 60.
It's not a base malt, so...
What is it?
I mean,
How much?
the acid malt's quite low.
How much was it? Sorry.
368.
368.
So what's is acid malt like?
I can't remember, but I know I had to use a tiny bit of it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but how much of it have we got?
Similar amount. 455.
Yeah, see, we're still not up to much. And this is on an 18 litre batch size. So.
What about the maize?
Yeah, that doesn't really add anything fermentables wise.
Well, we can order a small...
Yeah, we could just order some more of a lager malt to bring that up to something decent.
So what do you... Yeah.
Let's say we ordered a kilo of lager malt.
Yeah. It's great company, actually. It's really cheap.
That brings us bang into a decent range.
Okay, so with the acid and the crystal.
Yeah. I can't remember what I used acid malt in.
You change the amount of crystal to 500 grams. That's the full packet. You didn't use it.
Must have not.
You must have used like hardly anything. But that's we use the older one because it's a lot of crystal.
Can't find where I used acid malt. It's not in any of my beers. On here. This is a pain. I'm sure I had to use. I read about it and I had to use a tiny amount. So there's still quite a decent difference in temperatures. We should also probably, although we're going to lose less heat, we should also probably be, now we're on the cold side, keeping that safe. That was in the bin, wasn't it? Yeah. Was there any malts in the fridge? I'm sure there was.
Yeah,
That was, yeah.
The lager. Yeah, lager malt.
Okay, well, let's use some hops. We know what we've got hops-wise in terms of the oldest. February 18th, not to recall. Just throw that one away.
Yeah, anything is a change to 2008. Go on.
It's out of date, yeah. But lots of this stuff is August 18, which is fine, I think. It all smells very hoppy. Yeah. I'll let you have a choose of what you like, because it's all basically August 18.
Okay, well.
70 degrees. So the
What I think we should do, I think we should go with British hops.
Yeah. Okay.
In celebration of
Let's see what-
Harry.
Okay, that's what we're doing, are we? We're doing a royal wedding.
We're doing a British Frankenstein.
So let's go with how far off style are we? If we put some more fermentables in there.
Fuggles, Rambling Cross, and
Just progress. If we bought a kilo and a half or so of lager malt, that brings us right into English IPA territory, assuming we then get the hops right.
Okay.
So we have an English IPA
Okay.
by style. Well, I mean the lager malt obviously isn't quite exactly
With or
what we're
without
talking
the
about.
acid
That's with according to that's just according to gravity, right? That's not. We don't know what it's going to fucking taste like.
Okay. I mean, maybe we should get.
To be fair, we could lose that, couldn't we? The acid, and actually just buy 2 kilos.
Yeah, I think if you had such a strong.
So we'll delete that, and we'll get.
I mean, that's well out of date anyway. It's
Oh, is it?
end of November 2017.
That's what we'll use as our excuse. Oh fuck! What have I done there?
But Christopher Monk's still good.
Oh balls! We're gonna have to read out some of the stuff again because I've accidentally deleted one. Oh no, I've got it back. We're all good. So we're gonna have to buy 2 kilos of lager malt, and that gets us right in range. Let's choose some hops. Fuggles. So fucking fantastic hop. Let's put it in at the beginning of a boil, leaf form. Okay. Okay, apparently we need a lot more than that. Okay.
More fuggles than that.
No, not than that. What else have we got? What else have we got? Or are we just going to go fuggles the whole way through?
We got Rambling Cross, blackcurrant spicy.
Because fuggles is, I think, a bit of a bittering hop, because that doesn't, yeah, it's grassy. We don't want too much of that after the last beer we made. What's progress? So,
Smells good. Big towards the end, maybe.
okay. Bit of brown.
None of them are very potent.
No, they do smell a bit. Okay.
They've lost their character.
Yeah. How much is in that? Minus the things, 20 grams of progress.
We could chuck some poison.
Yeah, let's stick something more that smells really good in there.
Well, what's the Harry's Mrs. name? Megan.
Megan.
She's American. So
She is American. We've got to have some American hops in there.
So we've got plenty of those. Cascade is obviously a classic.
Yeah.
Floral, grapefruit, and lychee.
And we've also got that very recently, haven't we? Cascade. So that'll be more fresh.
Although we've got, yeah, that's right. We have got Cascade. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and all of these are American. So these most recent ones, potentially we use a lot of them.
Okay, so do you want me to read? So we're sticking with fuggles though, right?
Yeah, give me a second just to look at our. What did we use? It's Punk IPA, wasn't it? Is that where I had all the American stuff? So we had Chinook at the beginning, Crystal towards the end, Iron Chinook at the end. Okay, so yeah, I'm just trying to get an idea of where things are used for our own benefit. Where was Artanan? That was at the beginning and end as well, so it doesn't really matter where we put them. So choose your favourite smelling one and we'll put that at the end. Also we need to think about changing this water. I think.
So I say we should put Cascade. Really got fuggles there. I'm not using the Stop pumping.
No, it's well, it's stopped pumping because we've stopped getting anything out the top. Even though this does still feel like it's pumping. Because I moved this pipe to there to try and stay out of the way of something else, but what do we do? Turn the pump off. Let's
Cover it up so there's any air coming out.
I mean, is there if I do that? Shut off.
Both the pumps on.
No, just the one at the moment.
That's it.
As soon as I open that, there's nothing coming out there. It's just suddenly
Seized.
I would still feel like it's at the boiler end. There's no reason for anything to get stuck around there. Yeah, see, that doesn't feel like there's anything really coming out there now. Some way.
Earlier, Cristiano mentioned turning the pumps on and off.
Yeah. Let's try that again. Thank you, Chris. Good to have you along. Backing some shit up, but only on that end. It's just like, I think if we turned the pumps off and we just took this off and put it into the fermenter, nothing would happen. Which would be the sign that we're going to be able to get the beer out. Apart from siphoning it, obviously.
Do you reckon the pumps go?
No, I don't. I think not because this side of the pump was vibrating. The pump's going. I think nothing's coming out of the tap. That's what I reckon. It's true here. Coil, that is water. Right, if I open that, there, see nothing's, that's what I wanted to test. Nothing's coming out of that. that is stuck. So, sucks.
Yeah, is it like a little hot bag or something?
There's something, but I can't fucking find it.
So if you wanted to fish the hot bags out, you do that.
I think it's just hot matter. Like the tube's probably just blocked. The tube itself. Because now we have to start worrying about contaminating the beer, so
Yeah,
the next thing to do is just siphon it. Just because then it's done
that's
into the fermenter.
Has that been? I mean, if we keep cranking it, just sort of like.
I think it's just full. Oh. Wherever I moved it. Okay. Do we want to continue trying to cool it down properly, or do we just give up and say, right, we'll put it in the fermenter and I'll put the yeast in tomorrow?
I don't know. I mean, it could just be a hot bag, you know. But
Yeah.
we only got to put that back on, put that back,
Yeah.
close that, put it back on once we're done, and we've got.
Let's try and prove it. I mean, it is fucking 20 past 10 though as well. Let's call it. Let's call it. Put it in there. That's our brew day. What should we do? It really is pumping it. How are we going to do that? Close that. That. That should then pump two. Coils stopped again. Stopped again. All I've done, put that into there. Maybe the pump is fucked. No, because it's pumping. See how much we get. Yeah, so if that coil's empty, then just grab those off and stick them on the sanitizer again. And we don't want to put this all the way to the top. We're not going to get an opportunity to put it all the way to the top. Still going to put it there. You hold that for me for a second. You're right, I think in future. Okay, right. So there was a plastic extension on this tube, and there isn't now.
What do you mean? It's gone.
Yeah, so it's in there somewhere, but that's how I was getting to the bottom of the beer, so I now can't get to the bottom. So that we've got what we're getting. Which is alright. That's more than we normally get.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll just stick a lid on that. We'll stick it in the fermenter. It'll cool because it's 60 odd degrees, and I'll put something on it tomorrow. The yeast on it tomorrow. Yeah?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
18 degrees your thing says, so we'll do this at 18 degrees.
It's quite a high heat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still getting something
Yeah. Shut it. Get the rest of it. Just if I go like that. There'll still be loads kind of for whatever reason. Okay. Right, I think that essentially ends the live stream then. I'd sort of forgotten that was on. There we go. First run through with the kit. No one died.
Good.
That's thing number one. And we've ended up with some beer, potentially. And to be fair, that looks a lot more like any of the beers we've done before. Smells a lot like beer.
Yeah, I mean, it's as close to beer as we've got so far.
What we need to do is take a sample out of there.
For our hydrometer.
Yeah. So we'll just stick this lid on. We'll let that cool overnight in the fridge. Fermentation vessel. Would you mind holding that bottle? Yoink.
Trusty pipes.
Fuck's sake. Fucking thing, yo. Right. That's done. That is done. Did you get a sample, did you?
Just bring out
Oh, right.
the big ones.
Nicely done. Right. That actually does end the live stream. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Back again, hopefully next week. Do something again. Franken beer, a royal Franken beer, which I'll share the details of closer to the time. And, well, you've probably heard us working it out, but and we'll go and get that done.
Do you want to show them the gravity?
It's not room temperature. It needs to be done at room temperature.
Right, that's fine.
So yeah, what is it at the moment anyway? Yeah, well, nothing basically. 1028, but I'm not sure whether it gets higher or lower as the temperature changes.
Yeah,
That is the end of the stream. Thank you for watching. See you next time.